Hey folks, this is Vince with Dan's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Star Realms. Now, this is the digital adaptation of the popular card game, and I have covered this before, but it was several years ago. I wanted to quickly update you on what it looks like now and what some of the DLC entails. The base game is free to play on Steam, but there's like $50 or so of DLC available, so you may not know like what each of the DLC does, and to be honest with you, I still don't know what a few of them do, but the developer was kind enough to send me almost everything, and I wanted to quickly outline what they were and what the game is like and how it's played. So Star Realms is a traditional deck builder. In fact, I recently covered Hero Realms, which is very much like this. Hero Realms was the follow-up to Star Realms, and Star Realms is like the sci-fi version of it. But it's a traditional deck builder in the sense that everyone starts with 10 cards. Some of them are like attack cards, and some of them are money cards. And you're going to draw 5 for your turn, and then you're going to play them. And you're going to buy new cards from the array, put them in your discard pile, and then when your turn is over, you discard everything after like attacking opponents and doing other things. And then you draw a new hand of 5 cards. But eventually you're going to run out of cards in your deck, so you shuffle your discard pile as your main deck, and then just you start drawing from there. So the cards that you've been buying, you start to see again. So your deck is going to get larger and larger and larger as you continue playing. And I really like that. So every game is a little different in the sense that you can sort of customize how your game is going to play out based on what you're buying. There's also synergies in this game as well, but we'll get into that. So there's play online, campaign versus AI, pass and play, how to play, and store. Now, a lot of this stuff is locked in the free-to-play version. In fact, even like if you're playing against the AI, I'll just hit do not resume. I think hard mode is actually locked. Media may be as well. But here you can actually see what I've got unlocked at the time. The only thing I wasn't gifted was this events, and it's for like $1.99 should you want to pick that up. But essentially you can, against the AI, you can toggle things on or off as you see fit. These are just extras that add more fluff to the game. I recommend starting with a couple of the, like let's say you buy everything, start with maybe the core set, then toggle on one of the other ones, see what it does, and then see what you like and don't like as you continue experimenting. I'm just going to leave them all on for right now, except for the events. Events are like RNG things that you draw from time to time. I don't like RNG. It could either be really good or really bad depending on the situation. So I just leave those off. But there's a versus AI mode. There's no permanent progression though. That's one thing that I don't like, is that there's no real permanent progression here. You just play against the AI. However, there is a campaign. But again, I have to stress, a lot of this stuff is locked behind a paywall in the sense that, you know, you might get like the first chapter or something like that, but in order to unlock all of these other chapters, typically it's tied to some kind of DLC purchase. So just be wary of that. Check out the free-to-play version and you'll see what I'm talking about. The store, real quick, I'll just go and enable that. You can purchase credits with real money, and then you can spend them at the foil store to just make your cards look nice and shiny. Has no in-game effect except to make everything look nice. So there's, under the store section here, just it explains what all of this is without you having to look it up manually. What I don't like is that, let's say I were to play against the AI here. Like, if I hover over this command, I can't pull up what this command actually is, or what is heroes. I'm toggling it on and off, but what does it actually mean? That's one of the complaints I do have with the game. It's just not very user-friendly that way. You have to back out, then go to store, and then see, oh, what is this? Oh, bases and battleships, that's what that is. Or heroes, or colony wars. Oh, that's what that is. So you'll find, like, I hate that I have to back out to this screen in order to see what it actually is. And then, oh, okay, now that I know, I want it enabled, so now I'll come back to here now. And you know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't, I don't like that. Anyway, let's just go ahead and leave everything on for right now. Because I have certain things activated, like the command decks, for example, certain things will appear and disappear. Like the command decks let you choose a commander, and this is like a special ability of sorts. So, for example, like I could start with this guy if I want to, and he's got his own starter deck, which is interesting. And he even has, you have a hand size of 6 cards and start with 64 life, whereas this character, a hand size of 5 cards and start with 68 life, and these are the cards that this person starts with. So you can see, you know, I mean, you can enable this or disable this as you want to. Again, I would totally recommend disabling this at the start because there's a lot going on here. But what I'll do is I'll just hit start game for now. I'm not going to play a full game, but I think we'll just sort of show you the ropes a couple of turns, and you can decide whether or not you might want to invest in this. At least check out the free-to-play version. Now, again, the free-to-play version will not have a lot of the stuff that you're seeing here. For example, on the right-hand side of the screen, there's three little like stars next to your character here, and I've got 68 life points. That's what this 68 means. But there's also missions. That's one of the things that you can purchase via DLC. And if you complete all 3 missions, then you win the game. You don't have to, typically in this game, you have to reduce your opponent's life force to 0. Whereas with the missions enabled, you just complete all 3 and you win. This one says objective, have bases from 2 or more factions in play. This one says play 3 ships from different factions in the same turn. And you get rewards for doing all of these things too. So that's great. Now, as the first player, I only draw 3 cards for my first turn, but at every turn after I draw 5, unless I've got a special ability that says otherwise. As part of this, again, this DLC package that I have enabled, you'll also get cards like Gambits, where this one says, draw 2 cards, then you and each opponent discards a card. Now, typically these Gambits are like, one of them's like a one-off thing where you use it and that's it. There's a little trash icon here that says once you play it, that's it. So I'm just going to hold on to it until I actually need it. You also see symbols on these cards, and they activate ally powers on other cards that you may have. If you have 2 or more cards of the same symbol in your hand and then you play them, you get bonuses typically, which is great. And the bonuses are listed right on the cards. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and continue just playing. I know there's probably some other things that I'm skipping over, but I'm trying to keep this video somewhat short. So, I'm just going to play all my cards. Typically, again, you can play them one at a time, and I'm playing this scout, and I'm earning money in doing so. I've got 2 buying power right now, but I can right-click on a card to see what it is, and I can play this for either 5 life or just 1 money. I'll go ahead and just play it. Now the question is, do I want the money or do I want the life? Now, in the array here, it are some cards. In the upper right-hand corner of these cards is the cost. Now, this is an example of another card that's in one of the DLCs. There's the battleships and outposts and stuff like that, where typically you don't see this in the core game, but you can actually put down like these star bases and the like, that whenever you pick them up in your hand, you put them off to the side and they stay there forever until your opponent actually destroys them. Some actually guard you against direct attack, so they act like a tank of sorts, preventing you from damage until they're taken out. So this is going to cost me 3, and I can only buy something 2 with this current layout. So I'm going to go ahead and play this and then just play this as money, and then I'm going to buy this card. And now, I'm done. I have no money, I have no attack right now, so all of my cards are going to go into my discard pile. I have unused abilities. Again, I could use these if I want to. I can trash this to draw a card. Let's see what else I can do. You may pay the cost of a card in your discard pile. Put that card into your hand. Scouts and Vipers cost 0. But that's a trash ability, so I really don't want to mess with that either. So I think so this card is actually good. Once per turn, you may gain 2 money, or put the next ship or base you acquire this turn on top of your deck. One thing I don't like is there's no undo button. Had I known that, I would have put this on the top of my deck, but I wasn't thinking and just clicked the button. So an undo button would have really been nice here. I don't know if I can undo it, but it doesn't look like it. But I've got 2 money again. Do I want to spend 2 money on anything? Well, I could buy this trade bot, but that's a different faction. So I may just buy this Explorer instead, which gives me 2 buying power. So I'll buy that, and I'll hit end turn. All right, now the cards in the middle of the board there, wow. He completed a mission already. That's pretty crazy. All right, so anyway, the cards in the middle of the table, both of us have access to this. And it's pretty crazy in that, sometimes you'll get cards that are great, they're low costing. Right now, there's a ton of cards in the array right now that are really high in price. He's asking me to discard a card right now. I'm just going to get rid of this Viper, which is only going to do 1 damage, and that's really, that's going to be nothing. against him right now. He's got 78 life points. I want to keep my buying power if I can. So, again, I can activate this with 2 money. Let's play all my cards first. Now, here's an example of synergy. I don't have synergy going right now, but if I had another blue card with this symbol in my hand right now and I played it, the bottom half of this card has that symbol, and to the right of it is a green 2. That means gain 2 life. So if I had another blue card in here, or a starbase out here, or an outpost out here that had that symbol, then I would have gained that bonus. So part of this game is figuring out what synergies. Same thing with this yellow faction. If I had another yellow card, it says target opponent discards a card. So if I had another yellow card in my hand when I played this, my opponent would have to discard a card, in addition to what I get on the top of the card there. So I'll just play everything for right now, and that gives me 4 money and 2 damage, and I could buy... You know what? I'm going to use this ability to get 2 money, and that gives me 6 buying power, which... this is another example of a DLC card. In the upper left-hand corner, it's both a green and a yellow faction. So you can see on the bottom of this card, it says, for the green synergy, scrap a card in the trade row. The yellow synergy is target opponent discards a card. So those cards are multifunction. I might just go with the battle cruiser here. 5 damage and draw a card. Who doesn't like just drawing cards and being done with it? And I've got a yellow card in my deck already, so if both of them come up at the same time, then I'll also get to enact this. So I might just buy the battleship and be done with it. So I'm just going to do that, and I've got 2 damage left. He doesn't have any cards in his tableau that are just hanging out here. You know, again, he could have battleships or, not battleships, but like battle stations or outposts sitting out here, being activated every turn, and I can attack them directly, but I'm just going to double-click him and do 2 damage, and that's that. And now my discard pile is being shuffled, and this is great. I now have some synergy going on here. My turn. So I've got 2 yellow cards. I've got this Tribute Transport. It says 2 money or draw a card, then discard a card, or... I've got Stellar Faction. So now that I can play both of these cards, this one will kick in. Target opponent discards a card. The rest of these has a blue synergy on the bottom. The next blue card you acquire this turn costs 1 less. That's great. Again, as part of the DLC, these characters have their own unique starter deck, and a standard game of Star Realms, both of you start with the same thing. But I gotta stress, both of us, the computer and I, start with different things because we picked certain commanders to play as. So you can make this game a bit more complicated if you want to. There's another synergy. You may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. And this one is just 1 money or 2 damage. I'm just going to play everything right now. Oh, play the Tribute Transport first. Okay. I will take the 2 money. Okay. And I also want to play this one. Play the rest of the cards manually. Okay, so I have to choose which one I want. 1 damage or 2... Or 1 money or 2 damage. I've got 3 money there. So I kind of want more buying power at this point. So I'll play it as money. And again, I think I may activate this for money here as well. And that would give me 6 once I do it. But the question is, what could I buy for 6? This one here costs 5. That's a stronghold. That would be permanently in my tableau once I drew it. And it was 3 damage every turn, which is great. And it has that yellow synergy. Although this super freighter, I can't afford it, but it looks nice. This super freighter here. Again, it's a blue and a yellow, which is something I really want because my character specializes in both. So I'm just going to take the 2. Now, what I could do, if I really wanted to try and raise more money, let's see. Draw 2 cards, then you and each opponent discards a card. I could play this right now and possibly get more synergy bonuses. Let's see what other cards I have. Draw a card. Let's do that, actually. Okay, that gives me 7 buying power. So I could buy the Federation Battleship, which I do have some blue cards. That's great. But I really want the Super Freighter just because it synergizes with 2 different factions. That's really powerful. But I may have no choice but to do this. This one is draw a card in addition to 5 damage and 5 life. and this is destroy target base. You may pay the cost of a card in your discard pile. Put that card into your hand. I'd have to trash this. You may pay the cost of a card in your discard pile. Well, there's nothing in my discard pile for me to do. Draw 2 cards, then you and each opponent discards a card. Very tempting to try and get more, to be honest. You know what? I'll settle for the battleship for right now. I think that's just a good call. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'll just buy it. And then I'm down to 3 damage here, so we'll just directly attack him there. And we'll end our turn. Not a bad turn, but it could have been better. So he's doing something. It's going by pretty quick. You can change that in the options menu. So turn 7. Now this is an example. I've got my trading post now in my hand. When I play this, it's going to be permanently moved off to the side. And this blue synergy will kick in every turn, so as long as I've got another blue card that I'm playing. So this is going to give me 1 life or 1 buying power. It's not great, but it's permanently going to synergize with this. And, yeah, 1 or 5. Oh, boy. Okay, well, let's just play that. This gives me 3 buying power. I can choose 1 money or 1 health. So I can get a total of... I could play this one for 2. So in theory, I could get 2 from here, 2 from... That's 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. What would I buy for 7 if I had it? 7. I can also buy multiple cards in 1 turn. I kind of like this Union Stronghold only because I do have yellow cards, and I can put that off to the side, make my opponent discard cards on a regular basis. Although, this... Who doesn't want a Moonworm? 8 damage and draw a card. I mean, the ability just to keep drawing cards is fantastic. And right now it doesn't synergize with anything, but it's a free draw a card kind of thing. I mean, who doesn't like cards that let you draw? I'm really torn. What I will do, I'll go ahead and play this as money. Even though I want 5 life. Yeah, let's do that. We'll just take the money. Let's play that for 2. Trading post will do... Okay, so yeah, we've got 7 now. So yeah, we'll do the Moonworm. As much as I want the base, that's a pretty powerful card. And then 6 damage directly to my opponent. And end turn. Alright, come on, give me something good here. Alright. My turn. So, I've only got 1 blue card in my hand. However, I do have that based off to the side that is blue as well. So this synergy bonus will kick in. I will get 2 life from this. So I'm just going to play all my cards. I get to draw a card as the result of the 1 card. Probably, yeah, 5 damage and draw a card. It's just a ranger, not really great. This is going to give me either 1 health or 1 money or 2 attack. Again, let's add up the potential here. If I give myself 2, I can give myself 1 from here. Right, that gets me 6, and I can get 2 from this card here. I'm up to 8. So the most expensive card in the array is 8, so there's no need for me to do any more money. So I'll make this damage, and then do I want the Super Freighter? Which, whenever it kicks in, it's just going to say draw a card. In addition to 4 money and draw 2 cards, I get to draw an additional card. That, to me, is extremely powerful. I will go ahead and buy that. And then with my 7 damage, we'll just hit him there and end turn. My Moonworm is in my hand. Oh, he's blowing up cards with something. That's a nasty turn there. He's got 12 damage coming to me. He took out my blue blue outpost, unfortunately, so I no longer have that blue synergy going on. I'm just going to play all of these. Okay, I get to play the Viper, and this is 1 money or 5 life. Is there anything in the array that I would want for 4? Is there any reason to... Well, I could actually give myself 2 from this as well. Put the next ship or base you acquire on top of your deck. This freight raft is 2 money and 4 health. That could be nice, although this gate ship does what? Acquire a ship or base of cost 6 or less for free, and put it on top of your deck. Blue synergy is 5. That's actually good too. I need life. I'm going to go ahead and give myself life right now. There we go. I actually completed one of my objectives. Play 3 ships from different factions. I get to draw a card, and I got, I think, 5 life and draw a card. I got a Federation battleship, which is 5 damage and 5 life. And because I've got a blue card out here already, this is going to synergize now. So I'm going to play that. Destroy target base. He doesn't have a target base, but I get to draw another card from this card here. As you can see, this starts to really add up over time. And I think I'm going to want to give myself 2 money. And now I've got 6. So with 6 buying power, draw 2 cards, then you and each opponent discards a card. That could be useful here as well. You may pay the cost of a card in your discard pile. Put that card into your hand. Scouts and Vipers cost 0. Is there something I would want to put in my hand right now? The trading post, I could put it back in my hand. I'd have to pay 3 to do it. I'm not sure how much I like that. I don't have a whole lot of buying power. Let's acquire a ship or a base of cost 6 or less for free. And then this is 5. 2 money and 4 health. I think just the more expensive ship is ideal. I really want this as well. I do not want to... Yeah, I could trash that for 10 life, but I'm not going to do it. You know what? Just for funsies, I will go ahead and activate this. That's going to now trigger all of my blue and yellow ally stuff. Discard a card. Let's get rid of the Imperial Viper. Well, if I play that, you may discard a card if you do... Okay, yeah, we'll just discard that. And then we can play this now. And I can choose 2 money or draw a card, then discard. We'll take the 2 money. So now I've got 8 money. And I will take the Union Cluster, which will activate yellow and green cards. So as long as I've got it, yeah, I'll go ahead and take that. It's the most expensive card out here. It is for a reason. And we'll attack with our 16. He has no cards out here for me to attack. So this is going to go directly to him. So he's down to 48. Alright, so he's discarding stuffs. Okay. I have to discard a card. We'll just get rid of my scout. There are cards in the game that make your opponent discard cards. So there's green, which is... this is just draw a card and 8 damage. That's good. There's my trading post. We'll put that off to the side. This will synergize. This is great. For the moment... Actually, let's put this down first. This is that base I just got. We'll put that down. Oh, nice. Have bases from 2 or more factions in play. So I just completed that. Acquire any card of 3 or less to hand. Let's go with the... what does this do? Fighter base. Target opponent discards a card every turn. I like that. And I don't have a yellow one out here. So now if I do that and put that in my hand and I'll play it, now I've got 3 cards over here to the left that are different colors, and they will activate any of those colors in my hand. That's really good. So I'm just going to, I think, we'll play that one to draw a new card. And we'll just play, well, if I play all, let's just do that one. The next blue card you acquire costs 1 less. I've got only 1 buying power, though. I've got 2. So if I were to play Diplomatic Shuttle... Actually, let's go ahead and pick Trading Post. And I've got other cards to activate here. This one, yeah, I'll take 2. I've got 5 buying power. Do I need 6 buying power for anything? No, I don't. So I'm going to use this and do 5 life. And I think I may buy the Gate Ship. Acquire a ship or base of cost 6 or less for free and put it on top of your deck. As the synergy bonus is 5 life. I think that is well worth it. And 12 attack. He's down to 36. Oh, I have abilities that I could use. Acquire a card cost 2 or less for free and put it into your hand. Actually, yeah. Can I... How do I act? Well, I want this one. Is it going to let... Oh, there we go. Acquire any card of 2 or less. I want this one. This is just 2 damage and target opponent discards a card. Although this repair bot, even though I don't have its color, you may scrap a card in your discard pile. So that means get rid of it forever. So I can start getting rid of my money cards so that my good cards continuously just keep coming up. Although I already have the yellow, and this is going to synergize well. I'm not sure how I want to do this. I may want, you know what, I'm gonna take the repair bot so I can thin down my deck. And unfortunately, oh yes, okay, that's Scout there. I'll play that, select a card from my discard pile. I'm gonna get rid of my Scout, so my buying power will go down in my deck, but I don't want it. I don't need buying power right now. I think I've got a sufficient deck to take out my opponent. I've got 2 money. I could buy this card as well, although. Yeah, target opponent discards a card. Why not? Fine. And then end turn. Alright, so he's discarding stuff. Okay, that's... oh, he's destroying a lot of my stuff over here. That's quite nasty. All I have left is this Union Cluster. So my green and yellow cards will activate, but unfortunately my blue one is no longer there. But hey, look at all the yellow cards I've got in my hand. So there's synergy on 2 of them. Target opponent discards a card. Target opponent discards a card. So we'll play all of these. Oh, I have to play the tribute first? Okay. I'll take the money. And I get to explore. Nice. That's just 2 money. What about the rest? We'll just play the rest of it. And there we go. I've completed that mission. Have at least 3 ships and or bases of the same faction in play. All my missions are completed, so I win the game. I was meaning to only play a couple of turns, but it actually went a lot faster than I thought it would. Had I not had any missions to worry about or activated, I think I would have won over time, just because I had a lot of cards that gave me healing abilities, and I kept forcing him to discard, and I had a lot of extra draw cards. So I was on the right path, I think, to knocking him out through military means. But there you go, folks. That was a quick look at Star Realms. Again, if you've never played this before, just check out the free-to-play version. And if you really want to, start checking out, some of the DLCs here or there. They're outlined on Steam as well. Again, all of it's roughly $50 to $55. Compared to the board game, though, the board game version will set you back a lot more than that. So the digital version is a much cheaper way to go if you want to get into this. I personally like the missions. I think they're easy. They add an extra fluff to the game. I really like that. So I would check those out. These other ones add more types of cards. I like the fleets and fortresses. New ships and bases. There's heroes that we didn't see, but they are there in the deck. It's just there are so many enabled in my personal game that you weren't able to see all the content. But yeah, this Star Realms, go check this out. And if you haven't checked out Hero Realms, go do that too. I did cover that recently. If you guys haven't already, subscribed to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I happen to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.